Hi and welcome back. If you're new here, we've been renovating this 200-year-old Georgian rectory for 2 years now, and today I'm working on the drawing room. So let me show you what I've been up to so far. First, let me give you a quick update on the bathroom. So David has been working really hard in here. He's tiled this whole shower partition wall and it's looking beautiful. I love these tiles. I don't know if you can see. So they're not marble. I think they're a stone composite, kind of made to look like marble with that veining. But I just love the colours. So they've got kind of warm like browns and taupes, but also a little bit of blue and green in there. And we've gone for these long kind of stripes with a couple of dividers in there. So that's looking amazing. So it's just that back wall to tile now. So obviously we're not having tiles, we're not having the whole bathroom tiled, just the shower area. First of all, excuse the mess in here, but we now have 2 coats of paint on the walls and 2 coats of paint on the ceiling. I've started painting around that ceiling rose. I need to get in there with just a little fine artist paintbrush for the second coat. And then there's a coat of white eggshell to go on the acanthus leaves of the ceiling rose itself and on the cornice. Also, I had a bit of an urge to do some stripes on the chimney breast. I don't know if you can see, but I kind of ran out of the regular tape for that stripe. I used the weird kind of narrower tape, and I'm not convinced that bit in the middle is on there terribly straight. So those are my jobs for today. So that's the wall all taped out, and I've heard that there's less chance of the paint bleeding through the tape if you do a coat of the base colour over the tape. And this whole chimney breast could do with another coat of paint anyway, so I'm just going to put a third coat on the whole chimney breast. For those of you who are wondering why we haven't just added more cornice around the chimney breast, we lost some of the cornice when we had the chimney breast installed. Sadly, it had to be cut out. But we simply just don't have the budget or really the time at the moment to pay some fancy bespoke cornice company to come and kind of match it exactly and then replicate it. We'd like to in the future. So for now, I think I'm just going to do a bit of a trompe-l'oeil, kind of trick of the eye thing with some paint and just add some lightly shaded lines to it. Because whilst I love those stripes, I think they're just looking a little bit flat and kind of one-dimensional at the moment.
Oh, it was another one.
Okay. Don't expect great things.
It's just the easiest. Let's put that in first.
Oh, you're going to do the spaces for me?
Yeah, put that one on first. Yeah.
It'd be funny if I put it on and it just falls straight off the wall. Do I need a spacer up there?
Yeah, I wouldn't get too worried. Just push it on. That's it. Don't get too carried away. Just slide one in the top. There should be one in the bottom. Don't worry about it too much.
Like that?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That's it, isn't it?
Yeah. Because I put in 4 or 5 on in one go, I then use the spirit level to get them right.
Oh, okay, yeah, because you've got time to.
Yeah. So it's slightly out. It's best to get all of them kind of roughly right, and then
Yeah.
just get them.
Put another one on?
Yeah. Have a back to then.
Yeah. That one next rather than that one, and then that one. Or. Someone's got quite a lot of. Yeah?
Yeah. Doesn't matter, does it?
No. Bye. Oh yeah, bye!
I'm going to do some painting.
Oh yeah, Could you paint that ceiling rose for me?
It's okay, don't just put them on, leave it.
Yeah. I'm paranoid that they're gonna like.
No, once they're just going to really push and then.
Okay.
Yeah,
Don't know, you tell me.
that's fine. I've been doing is taking a handful of that out of 2 boxes and then, so hopefully that should just mix them up a bit.
Yeah. Oh, you use your spirit
I just
level and.
then just level them up
Yeah,
top and
yeah.
bottom sides and as you level 1 then you've got to go to that, right? So you go to all of them at the same time.
Yeah. Next one along.
Yeah, well,
I feel like I'm going so slow compared to you.
yeah.
Can I use it that way?
Yeah, they should just stay the same size.
So am I hired, David?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
I did, don't you? I'll give you your certificate in a minute.
Yeah. What's the pay like?
Good.
Okay.
I'm down in the cellar, which is a lot more pleasant now that we've got the electrics finished and we've got lights down here. We've got this rather complicated system of pipes and pumps and valves down here which send hot water around the house for heating and for hot water. We've got these 2 big pumps, which are the main thing down here, which pump the water around the house. And then over on this side, we've got this rather clever automatic filling system, which manages the pressure of everything. And then the pipes head on out through the wall to a separate building where we have an oil boiler. And that's really what I wanted to talk about today. At the end of the house, we have this little courtyard, So up to the right is the house and the annex. And then to the left, there's a series of outbuildings. And the one we're looking at today is the boiler house. So this was all here when we moved in. This was the original heating system, or I say original, the heating system that the council installed in the 1990s. So this consists of two very powerful oil-fired boilers, and these run on kerosene oil. And then there's a bit of a control system up here that keeps it all running and happy. So today I've actually just come in and turned the heating on just for a couple of hours, because it's good just to run it occasionally to make sure nothing gets jammed up, but I'm going to turn that off again now. And the plan basically was to keep these oil boilers for a couple of years until we have time to replace them with something a bit more modern. Unfortunately, what we didn't foresee was that this year the oil price has more than doubled. So we were able to run these through so December, January, February, when it was really frosty, just to stop the condensation in the house. But we're now keeping these switched off until hopefully the oil price recovers a little bit. Obviously, once we move in, we'll need some hot water. So we'll see what happens with that. Longer term, the plan is hopefully to install a heat pump system. So we've got obviously the big lawn out the back. So we're hoping we might be able to install a ground source heat pump system, which extracts warmth from the ground. And then that could just be a drop-in replacement for these boilers to pump warm water into the house. This is the guest bathroom. We're not doing any more work on this for now, but what I wanted to show you was just outside. So this is the door that used to be a fire escape. We've replaced the door, but we decided to keep it as an exit. And this exits out onto a flat roof. And the reason I'm here is because I just wanted to talk about solar panels. A few people have asked whether we're installing solar panels on the house. And the answer is that we're not doing it right now, but it's certainly something we hope to do in the next couple of years. So out here, these are the outbuildings where the oil boilers live. And they've got these sloped roofs. And we think it would probably be a perfect place to put solar panels on these outbuilding roofs. And then that will give us the ability to put some batteries in the outbuildings, as well as heat pumps, and hopefully have a slightly more efficient heating system.
Well, David's offer to paint the ceiling rose while I finished doing the tiling mysteriously evaporated, so it was left to me to finish painting the ceiling rose. Here's what it looked like before. And then this is where we got to with the painting. So I finished painting the blue around the acanthus leaves. I then added some gilding wax to the sunflower in the middle. Initially, I started painting every other sunflower petal with the gilding wax, but it wasn't enough impact. So in the end, I did the entire sunflower, which looks amazing. I'm still slightly divided about whether I should paint all of the acanthus leaves in the gold as well, but at the moment I'm kind of happy with just the sunflower. Oh, and if you're wondering why this is a voiceover now, that's because I just completely lost all will to film any further updates, and I kind of forgot as well in my sunflower painting excitement. As always, please subscribe for future updates, and I'll see you soon.